Hello Taurus, and welcome to your June Zodiac Wheel reading 2020. Just ask Great Spirit and invite my angels and guides to join me for this reading for Taurus for any messages that come through for Taurus, for their highest good and for the good of all concerned. Okay. So we have a sudden change with the Tower. A time of rest there being shown. Celebrations and rejoicing. Time to venture out of home and out into the world a bit. Creation and change, and using our focus to bring about that change. Midas touch. Victory, success, recognition. Wheel of Fortune. Change again. Lots of changes here for you, Taurians. The Ace of Wands. Brilliant new ideas and new beginnings. The Aces are always about creative power. The Moon, something hidden or that's been kept secret will be revealed, and movement, bit of soul searching, and this is enjoying music and the arts, the King of Cups. Wanting to enjoy that more calmer, creative side of life being shown there. I have the Taurus card there for you. Okay, so here we have Taurus. A sense of your stability or your structure being a little bit challenged with the Tower, and the way you use your self-expression. Okay, because you do have Uranus in Taurus, and so it's a bit of expect the unexpected with Uranus energy. But you're certainly going to be really putting forth your individuality. But out of the letting go of the old structure or the change within the old structure or what you found reliable in your life, there's a new, more solid one. So the old one wasn't quite as good as what you would have liked it to be anyway, and this new structure that you're going to build and create for yourself is going to be more in tune with your highest good. Now here in the area of work and how you earn your money and your self-esteem, you've got the Four of Swords wanting you to rest and take some time. So maybe you might be one of the frontline workers, and this is letting you know to if you're offered the opportunity to take some rest and recuperate a bit, take the chance, because there's a lot of redoing and reassessing happening here, especially for you in your second house, Taurus, because that's where you've got the retrograde Venus and the North Node, which is allowing you to expand on your concept of what is your reality, and to develop your focus and ability to communicate your ideas in ways that can help others, and as well as help yourself. Now, on a soul level, there's a longing for new perspective and new experiences. So you know, go with that and get curious and have a look and see what there is that's new, and what new experiences you can look towards. Okay, walk your talk, and really listen to what others people's truths is. All right. Now, the Venus retrograde, that Venus went retrograde back in May, and it will be staying retrograde right through until after the 15th of June, going direct from around the 25th of June. Now, that energy of that Venus retrograde is a mystical energy. So the vibrations are very high, and you can tune your antennas into the natural order and the vibe of returning to cosmic perfection. So you could use this rest time or quiet time to actually focus on that. Remembering that the Gemini energy is one of duality. There's always two sides to every story, or two things presenting itself. It'll never just be one. When you've got a strong Gemini energy, and I'm certainly seeing that play out perfectly in my life. So what is your worldly reality? It's also having us reflect on that. The world isn't as perfect as what we would like to think it is, and we have all been woken up to that with the pandemic, and now with the uprising and unfortunate violence that's happening in the USA. You know, it's a case of wanting to find a better way, and knowing that, you know, the duality of Gemini, which is the life force and the death wish. So there are people out there marching for justice, and there are people out there that are just out there to cause destruction. And they're two different forces. One is a good force for good, and one is a force for ill will. So yeah, the duality and polarity of Venus and Gemini, the life force and the death wish. And that is where we are at with this world reality. So that is where you will be contemplating that kind of thing. Now, for you, there is also the possibility that turmoil can manifest out of a single issue that has been blown right out of proportion. So spend some time, some quality time, exploring your needs for love and nourishment, and examine your capacity to receive life-sustaining energy and force. Because ultimately it's going to be your own ability of lovingness and willingness to commit to that can correct the situation and allow for necessary changes if you're experiencing the turmoil. Alright? Because the Venus retrograde period is one that will reveal what we need to know to us. Something even from the past. An issue or a person could re-enter our life. Now here in the third house, you have celebration and joy. So you will be able to have that sense of rejoicing. And it's the time of 3 as well, connected with that. 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 months. So the solar eclipse is here in Cancer in the third house on the 21st of June. And that also is an eclipse that will see circumstances changing, whether it's in your domestic life or your family. There's beginnings and endings connected with that solar eclipse in Cancer. And the other energies that are coming here through the third house is the Mercury in Cancer. That will be retrograde on the 18th of June to the 12th of July. So that is a time for retreat. So that will really help along that situation where you are wanting to sort of pull back a bit and rethink old habits and old patterns, and get more in touch with your inner knowing, your psyche, your feelings, because something important is calling for your awareness. Now make sure you do check that everything is in order before the retrograde, so before the 18th of June, so that you know everything that you can possibly think of is in order, because this Mercury retrograde does have an element of Murphy's Law connected to it. Now, take pride in your home is something that I feel strongly here with June for you. And you have the 8 of Cups there, where you're willing to venture out into the world. So even though you do want to retreat, you want to retreat from all the hard work and take a break, maybe even a vacation or time off, you want to be able to venture out into the world. So there's sort of a push-pull going on there with whether or not you're out in amongst things out in the world again, or whether you're being pulled back in. So there's a toing and froing with that. It's on again, it's off again. So there's something stopping and starting. Now you also may find that you're able to really create a lot here. This 5th house area is about your ability to of personal creative expression. It's the house of joy. It's about love affairs, matters of the heart, your children, fun. So by getting everything in order, that enables you to manifest the joys that you want to be able to experience in life. If there's any problems that you need to solve, the Magician is also letting you know that you can solve problems, you can change situations, you are the creator, keep your focus. The Magician is the alchemist also. Now here you have the King of Pentacles, and he is influencing your balance and your daily routine, your co-workers, and how you like to cooperate with them. And the King of Pentacles is very cooperative. The King of Pentacles likes to care for his family and friends. It's a successful man representing the king there, is the King Midas touch. So there's a sense of responsibility to your working life as well. So I don't see you going without work. You will be going back even if you are taking a break. And but you also will be focusing your attention on not just your career but your family, your pets, and there's a lot of love and emotional warmth connected with that. In partnerships you have victory with the Six of Wands, so relationships can be the main aim for positive growth and changing relationships so they become more passionate. So if it's a business relationship, becoming more passionate, and lots of passion there for your projects and your endeavours together. In a romantic relationship, this is intensity and also passion, and taking the initiative to be recognised as a couple. Okay. Now here in the 8th house, there is the Wheel of Fortune. So the wheel is taking its turn. Fate is lending a hand, and it's a favourable one too. Now you also have the lunar eclipse in Sagittarius here on the 5th and 6th of June. So big energies to do with joint resources, other people's money, banks, inheritances, government dealings, taxes, that kind of thing. So there is assistance, there's someone you can turn to there to ask for help. There's inspirement and enlightenment involved in that too. And just with the lunar eclipse Sagittarius energies, even though it can take us a long way forward, it's also strongly associated with other people's opinions. And you know, it's okay for other people to have a different opinion. So let's remember that, because there's no use getting into fights of who's right and who's wrong. It's the good opinion of others, and an opinion is just an opinion. There's two sides to every story. Okay. Now, you need also to remember your own set of values, and and to leave behind what wasn't and hasn't worked in the past, and find a new way, if that's what it's called for you to achieve what you're trying to achieve here through June. You can share with others the meaning of life, and really delve into, you know, coming from that higher mind and expanding your consciousness. Here in the area of long distance travel and higher education, there's some ideas taking you far here with the Ace of Wands. So if you've got some ideas of expanding your philosophy and or beliefs, or learning higher knowledge and understanding, then this is saying that the right teacher is going to appear for you, and it will be beneficial, because there's the Jupiter energy in there, as well as having the Ace of Wands, which is always about new beginnings and fruit bearing on the tree. So the Jupiter retrograde is from the 14th of May through to the 13th of September. So it's possible that despite your best efforts to stay out of conflict or stay out of trouble, just be careful about getting embroiled in some sort of cultural or political dispute, okay, regarding foreign lands and cultures or legal issues. It's okay to, you know, support the cause and be in solidarity with what is happening, and you know, I certainly am too, but there's no use you getting into conflict yourself with anybody about it. So get back to your own core values and allow that to guide you, and communicating them to others is your best bet for navigating anything that's causing any upset. Not that I'm seeing that there's anything too much, but just with the temperature out there in the world at the moment, I feel that's a significant thing for you to be just aware of, Taurus, okay? So solidarity is one thing, but destruction and violence is another. And sometimes law and justice are two different things. Now, here in the area of career and your profession, you have the moon. So something is being highlighted to you here. Okay? Whereas with this new beginning, in that area you've got Jupiter retrograde and Pluto retrograde. So this could have you feeling very powerful, and it could also have you crossing paths with influential people. So there's a lot of self-discovery being experienced there. Now Saturn is up here in the 10th house, and that's about serving humanity through your career. So there's going to be some sort of revelation or something that has been elusive is going to present itself. Could even be a change of profession. But you're certainly rearranging your priorities, and there's profound change that can be felt now. But all profound change can only be completed slowly, so things are still going to take a bit of time, Taurus. Okay? But once Saturn moves back into Aquarius after the 29th of September, it will see you really working well with groups. So if you've had a shift, you're going to be more involved with working with groups of people, I feel. Now here in the 11th you have the Knight of Wands, and that is about movement, it's about soul searching, and it's also long-term friendship. So that's letting you know that there is a good friendship group and a really someone that you care about and has been in your life for a long time, or that you meet now who will be in your life for a long time. So and if you're wanting to move, this is also letting you know that the change is on its way. The 9th house and the 11th house are the future area of the wheel. What's going to be unfolding out of this situation here in June. So I do feel there's possible change of residence involved. So for those of you that are looking forward to that. Now also here in the 11th you have Neptune retrograde on the 23rd of June. So the shifts and changes of our ideals of reality, of our state in the world. That idea of perfection could also be a bit elusive. Okay, so it's a really good time to get in touch with that sense of the divine in ourselves. Also with the Neptune retrograde there is a possible incubation period, wanting to withdraw so that you can be truly reborn into a more realistic and practical way of life. So it is affecting our state of awareness, and our awakening can develop out of that, which will help you to perceive a new way of reality. Okay, but it's not the time here from the 23rd of June onwards to make any decisions that require you know, signing contracts or that. Best to leave that until the transit is over. Okay, especially with Mercury retrograde. It's you know, if you do have to sign or commit to anything, make sure that you really check the detail. Alright, now Mars is also there in the 11th house in Pisces, so that is in amplifying your intuition and your psychic powers. So you are able to really help others selflessly, and your creative endeavours can do well with that aspect, because it is a challenging aspect. Mars isn't really that happy in Pisces, so take care that you don't fall for the wrong type of person, or you don't become obsessed over something or someone. Now here in the area of the subconscious and psychic house, as well as karmic debt and that which is hidden and kept behind the scenes, is the King of Cups. Now the King of Cups enjoys entertaining and socializing, and he's creative and drawn to the world of arts and theatre and music. So this sense of wanting to incubate or withdraw or hibernate that I see for you here, Taurus, I feel that if you are doing that, you're really going to be tuning in to this this energy here of getting in touch with that creative side of yourself and enjoying entertaining and socializing. So I just asked for divine direction with that tower there. What divine message there is there with that. And you have balance. It's time to find your balance in life. What is most important to you? And your angel message, Taurus. Oh, gee, that was quick. Okay, what angel message? You've got the angel of the universe, 35. So that's letting you know that the universe has your back. Okay, and it does, because 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana. So there is, and especially with that wheel of fortune there, the wheel is turning in your favour. So if you're needing some guidance, you can turn and ask for guidance and help from the angel of the universe, as well as prayers being sent to the angel of the universe for yourself and others. Now I'll just get a confirmation card for you, Taurus. Okay, we have 2. So the first one is Eagle. Avoid being remote. Okay, so that's interesting, because you had so many cards showing withdrawal or hibernation, and this is saying, but don't be remote. So pull back, but don't cut yourself completely off, is what I'm getting from that. So it's eagle medicine, so thunderbird medicine. So get closer to matters needing grassroots attention. You will miss so much if you glide along like an eagle, high above in lonely isolation, often retreating to a distant mountain nest. Get down amongst the action instead of dialing it in from a distance. Be more personal. Okay, so spider medicine is avoid being inactive. Instead of sitting around like a spider, sweating on some prey, bumbling into its web, go out and make things happen. Go beyond the comfort zone of your familiar web and actively try to open up new avenues. Spider-Man liked initiative, and an enterprising spirit will be rewarded. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Taurus, and I will look forward to you joining me again next month for more readings and updates. So I am sending out blessings of peace and love to be with you. Namaste.